Hey everyone, it's Pete from Videofield Villages. Happy New Year to you guys and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time and you're a recent new subscriber, next we've had a big influx and that, so thank you for that, appreciate that guys. But today we're going to be looking at Lemax's top 40 facades. Now, I've gone through the list and there was a big list. I didn't realise how many facades there were, and I've sort of come up with a way to sort of grade them to be able to determine their order. But within that list is a brand new exclusive for this year from Michels. So let me know in the comments if you guys agree with my choice, or if there's others that you think we're missing, or let me know what your favourites are. But let's take a look at the top 40. So Village Shops has been around for a long time. It was released in 2004 and retired in 2018. And see, it's definitely one of the older pieces, but I think it still looks the best in it. There's not many of the facades that actually have the lighting across the street like this one does, which is pretty common to what you would expect to see in real life. And I really like the way that Lemax used to do the smaller bulbs individually rather than just stick that LED strip across there, and you know, who cares if you see the gold connectors and that. You know, it's having it like this I think is a much cleaner piece, and I really like this one. So 6 AM Christmas morning is a really unique piece from Lemax. I don't think there's any other facade like this, and I don't even know if there's any other building that they've done quite like this. But the whole front of this building actually opens up, like motorised, opens up, and you can see like an internal scene. And if you listen to the soundtrack, it actually plays out that scene as to what's happening on a Christmas morning, where the kids are excited that Father Christmas has come to see them. And this is a retired piece as well now, also retired in 2018. I think it looks a little bit older now, but certainly from the exterior a little bit dated perhaps. But again, if you're really into facades and you just got a one-off piece on the mantelpiece, this is really unique. I think you guys will like this. So A Taste of Italy came out in 2007 and also was retired in 2018. It's part of the Essex Street range, although clearly this isn't the street from Essex. This is definitely like rustic Italy, and it's got so much character and it's aged really well. But it's probably the theming to be quite unique, but as a one-off piece, and the lighting is fantastic. So this facade might be the reason you're watching this video, and it's going to be a Michels exclusive in 2026. It's called the Alpenberg Village, or at least we think it is. It's a bit of a working title, it's not been confirmed yet, but here it is, and it's set in Switzerland. Being set in Switzerland, it's got all the little traditional touches as you would expect. It's got the Swiss flag, Swiss chocolate of course, because nobody does it better. And of course, in the middle there you have Sinterklaas, or St. Nicholas, which is their version of Father Christmas in a large part of Europe.
Shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 Noel.
So completing the bottom half of our top 40 is Dasher's Advent Stable, and this is again a really unique piece because it's basically an advent calendar. But there's a slight drawback to this, the fact that you have to manually open those boxes or those windows to be able to see what's inside, and that'd be little scenes or pictures. you're limited of where you can actually position it within your village. If you've got it on your mantelpiece, happy days, and that no problem, you've got easy access there. But a lot of us obviously do larger elaborate villages, and getting to these boxes may be a consideration. It's starting to look a little bit old now. It'd be nice if they did a bit of a refresh, but it's still like a classic piece, especially for a Santa's Wonderland village, because you've not got too many options in that range.
Is the King of Israel.
So at number 17 we have the Oxfordshire Village. I think this is supposed to be a bit of an older piece, like in its theming, because you don't get too many like straw thatch like roofs anymore. But what really sells this piece is the little extra details, the fact that the street lamp lights up and that the reeves and the moss coming up the wall. But for sure, the star of the show is that Christmas tree. It looks absolutely incredible and really, really nice. And if you got that, it's a proper eye drawer. It's a really good piece. So at number 12 we've got Beersmith Row, and I really like this piece because it's a proper throwback to an old-fashioned brewery. You can see this is called the West End Brewery, and you'll notice that everything's up high. They're called the fermentation tanks. That's because, unlike a modern brewery where everything's now electric pumps and it's all done at sort of ground level, when they was making it back in the day, it all had to be done via a gravity sort of feed, and that, so you would have some suction from the fermentation tank, and then that would then where the work could be done. But that's why everything's up high on this one, because it's a proper throwback, and I really like that it's got that charm to it. So before we get to the top 10, we have our number 11 spot, which is the Wesley Pub. And I think this one's probably on everybody's favourites list. It's been around for a long time now, over 20 years it's been in service, but it still looks fantastic. It's got that lighting that's actually inset into the building, so it's, again, none of those LED strips that's going on. But the lanterns at the front are really effective, and they light up nicely. I believe this is a Georgian style sort of type of building. I've got to see this in places like Chester, and it's a classic, an absolute classic, and I'm surprised that Lemax haven't done a newer version of it, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. So into the top 10, and at number 9 we have St Stephen's Facade. And I absolutely adore this piece. It's very rare that you get a facade that got music and also animation, but this does, and the sort of false perspective that it gives as well when you're looking through the doorway there, very similar to St Patrick's Cathedral. I absolutely love this piece. I think it's really, really good. It's just such a shame that it was retired 10 years ago, and now it actually goes for quite a lot of money. You could be expected to pay sort of between roughly £180, which is about $220, I think, US. I suppose the closest we've come to this recently is the Christmas chimes from 2022 with that bell animation. Absolutely a stunning piece. So in at number 5, and I'm sure it's no surprise to anybody to see this high up on the list, is St Patrick's Cathedral. It's been around for a long time now, released in 2009, and although it's a very thin building, obviously being a facade, and it gives that extra layer of depth. When you look through those doorways and you get the feeling that you're actually going into the church, it's great if you've got around the edge of your village, and because it gives it that extra depth, and it just through like sort of a misperception. But at the classic. So number 4 on the list is 'Tis the Season Shops, and there's so much to love about this piece, and it's very similar to the Christmas City facade that they did, I think, the year earlier, or it might have been the other way around, can't remember, apologies. But so the lighting on this with that Christmas tree at the top there is fantastic. It really gives it a bit of energy, a bit of life in it, which quite a lot of the facades actually lack. I'm surprised Lemax haven't used this more. I think it's brilliant, and there's some really good little internal scenes there where you've got the shop window from Noel's Christmas cubby, and of course the lady taking a load off after doing the Christmas shopping at the wine bar surrounded by the poinsettias. This is a really well themed piece. Market Square Christmas celebration is a real triumph. The choir that's animated on the top there give it an extra dimension, and it's sort of, real full of energy again, and it's a lovely building, like well designed, and a different shape to most of the Market Square here, and giving it those 4 different shops surrounding it, the toy store, barbershop, closets and cafe, make it feel like it's a whole sort of scene in a box. Number 2 on the list is Wintergarten Lane. And this is a typical German Christmas market, and I think what makes it so collectible for most of us is that sign on the Karstenstein pub. The fact that Lemax use lights to simulate the owl or the beer and that flowing into the stein there is really ingenious, and it's one that again I'm surprised they don't do more often. I think it's a really good use of lighting to be able to create animation and give it extra additional life. And of course, topping the list is the Victory Theatre. Who doesn't like going to the cinema at Christmas and then enjoying one of your festive favourites? We can see on the front here, and that is using White Christmas and A Christmas Carol, which you can probably do because of the age without having to pay any licensing. But it's been a long time now since we've had a cinema from Lemax. Certainly in the Christmas range, obviously we've got one in Spooky Town, but this was retired in 2022, and it's actually a timeless classic. You look at the detail to the lighting, and not sort of exposed to it, all looks like it's all integrated in, and it lights up beautifully. I would love to see Lemax do another one, and it's obviously coming to 4 years now since it's been available, so maybe, fingers crossed, we'll actually get another one from Lemax, perhaps as a Michels exclusive later on in the month, when I think it's either March or April that the new lineup for the exclusives are revealed, so fingers crossed. So again, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Appreciate that. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. There's not many things in life that are free now, but actually subscribing to this channel is one of them, so please do me a huge favour, click that button, click the bell, and that's how you get the alert for when the next video comes, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks a lot, everyone.